Okay. Four sector, equilibrium income versus income at full employment. Okay. Alright. Equilibrium means your output. Okay. The firm produce output. So it could be is equal to the income for the country. How much national output must equal to the national income country. So the balance between this item, that is what we call equilibrium. If not balanced, so it means that there is a disequilibrium. Okay. Methodology. What method to calculate the national income? Alright, so we have aggregate demand equal to aggregate supply. Okay, what is the aggregate demand and what is the aggregate supply? Aggregate demand means total demand made by household, firm, government, and foreign sector for final goods and services produced in the economy. Okay, aggregate demand or total in aggregate. Aggregate means total. So total demands. So total demand means it's made by household, it's made by firms, it's made by government, it's made by foreign sector, if this is a fourth sector. For why we use final? Because we are not calculating for the second product or second hand product sales. So we use all the item is final good and services produced in the economy. I repeat, the word final is very, very important. Make sure you are very concerned about that. And then we have aggregate supply. What is the aggregate supply? Aggregate supply is the total amounts of goods and services produced in the economy at the various price level. How much the goods and services, the amount, the unit that produced in the country or in the economy at the price level. B, we have planned injection equal to planned leakage, or we can say that saving equal to investment. Leakage and injection method. Okay, leakage and injection method. So what is the injection? What is the leakage? Injection is the activities done by various sectors in the economy that cause an increase in the flows of national income. Example, so this is one of the example. Investment, government expenditure, and export. Whatever activity that there is a flow of money, flow in. If there is a flow out of money, there is a leakage. Example, saving, transactions, and imports. Income that flow out from the circular flow of national income and causes the value of national income to reduce. Okay, in the components of aggregate demand, we can say that Y is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Okay, C is a consumption, and then investment, and then government expenditure, and we have net export. As you know that net export is export minus import. So, consumption. We have theory of consumption. It's a Keynes absolute income, relative income, permanent income, life cycle income. Okay, this is not a famous question, but I have to explain. And we have the Islamic version, Islamic consumption. Okay, consumption function show the relation. When we say function, okay, it means that there is a relation between what and what. So now it's a consumption function. It means show the relation between consumption and disposable income. Okay, disposable income means your income minus with the taxes. Okay, consumption is done on 3 groups of items: perishable goods, non-perishable goods, and services. Okay, that is Keynesian say. The relation between consumption and income, there is a stable empirical relationship between consumption and income. This relation could be divided into 3 stages. Okay, so when y equal to 0, if your income is 0, consumption level is positive. This is known as an autonomous consumption. If your y equal to 0, so autonomous consumption is fixed. It's a fixed amount of consumption even your income is 0. As y increase, C will also increase until the stage where y equal to C. So when y equal to C, this level we can call as the break-even point. And the third part, when y increase more than C, so there is extra income. And finally, when you have extra income, it will go to saving. And then you have to know what is the MPC. MPC is a marginal propensity to consume. Show the tendency the consumer want to use his or her income, and the slope of the consumption function and the formula. Okay, some phrases on MPC is percentage of income. As income increase, consumption increase at a lesser rate. So there is an MPC, and we also have APC, is the average propensity to consume. Show the amounts of consumption per levels of income. Has direct relationship with income level. Okay, marginal propensity to save. We have MPS, we have MPC, we have APS, we also have APS. Okay, and I will give the formula and how to calculate in our WhatsApp discussion. Alright, I explain first, and you have to know the definition. Okay, make sure that you understand what is MPS, what is APS, what is MPC, and what is the APC. Okay, this is the formula. The relations of consumption and saving. Saving equal to Y minus C. Actually, Y equal to C plus S. It means your income, some of your income you will save, and some your income you will make some consumption or expenditure. Okay, so to get the saving, you have to Y minus C, and this is consumption function. This is what we call consumption function. C equal to A plus BY, and this is autonomous of C, autonomous consumption, and this is what we call MPC. B is a MPC. Alright? Okay, so average propensity to consume, select national GDP. If you see United States, right, it's very higher. Okay, it's a 0.963. but it's a developed country. Most of the European countries. And then we have Japan, we have Germany, Italy, and France. What is a factor that influence, people, consumer to consume or make some expenditure? The main objective is income level, alright? Expected future income, alright? And then maybe wealth, size of wealth and characters of asset, interest rate, influence, expected price, credit facilities, human attitude towards spending. Okay. This is consumption function in the theory of Islamic. We have two types of spending. Alright, for personal, family. Okay, one for personals or maybe for your family. It's a needs. Your needs, okay, is equal to E1. For other people, for other people, alright, its needs denote as a E2. It's for Allah, alright? So therefore, one is for your family or for your needs, right? And plus, this is your for Ruhaniyah or Akhirat. Okay, it's for Allah or God's, right? And then for other people, needs. E1 plus E2. So, the Islamic consumption function said that C is equal to E plus E1 plus E2. However, the allocations of spending is based on some parameters. Alright? Rational consumer is based on income, expected price, and extra. And second, the degree of God-fearing. And then the component of consumption become E1 is a spending for worldly satisfaction. Okay, present consumption is C1. Future consumption, or we can say, when we say it's a future consumption, it's an investment. Okay, we say that it's a S1. So E2 spending for others, this one for yours, okay, this one for other people. View of reward in the hereafter. Present consumption by the recipient is C2. Future consumption is an S2, but this one is a social purpose. Alright, so consumption basket becomes smaller than the conventional consumer. Alright, so the minimum allocations of E2 is a zakat payment, which is obligatory. This is a compulsory zakat payment. Thus, the consumption function is E1 plus E2, or we can say, we separate it, it's a C1 plus S1, C2 plus S2. So next is the investment. What is the investment? Investment means the process of producing or purchasing capital. You invest on something, you buy. Alright, so creations of output not for immediate use. You cannot see that it for immediately. Okay, immediataries no. Okay, and then second hand, whatever second hand product, you cannot calculate in the national income. As I said that all is a final or finished product. The second most important component also perform as an injection part in the circular flow. So this is the types of investment. Okay, the topic of national income equilibrium in this theory, they're asking about explain the types of investment. So the first one is a purchase of real or capital goods. Okay, include the manufacturing or manufacturers aid to the production. Example, tools, machinery, factories, office buildings, storage facilities, and the transportation. Financial investment not considered as investment in economy. Alright? It's the purchase of real or capital goods. And then all the constructions include factories, warehouse, office, shop, and houses and extra. houses are included because owner could yield return if the house is rent. Okay. Another one types of investment, we can say that is an inventory or stock. All forms of raw materials, semi-finished goods or final goods not sold. Okay. Semi-finished, as I said, that only focus on the final, but stock or inventories actually is a raw materials. So if the consumption, they have autonomous. Okay, for investment also they have autonomous. What the meaning of autonomous? Autonomous is fixed. It's not affected if the income was changed. Alright, so I is a symbol for investment. But induced investment means, okay, this is depends. F is depends in economy. So depends on the income. The amount is directly affected by the income, whether it's a GDP, GNP, or an I, national income. Alright, so this is determinants of investment. As I said that if a short AC, okay, you're focused only on 4 points. So make sure that you choose which one is easily to understand and easily to remind. The first one is the price and productivity of capital good, and then expectation of the future, innovation, profit, rate of interest, government policy, and rate of return. Okay, determinants of investment, actually what is a factor that influence investment? Okay, the price, of course, the price of capital goods, and then this is the important thing, is rate of interest. Okay, and the rates of return. Your investment will be higher if your return for that investment was high. Okay, and what about profit? What about innovation and the government policy? This is investment in Islam. Investment in Islam is one of those activities that make use of the resources given by Allah for the welfare of mankind. The basic of investment is Tawhid Uluhiyah, Tawhid Rububiyah. Okay, this is Tawhid Uluhiyah and this is Tawhid Rububiyah. All of these things is the theory. Okay, so human being is the created things, given special creativities to use all the given resources for the improvement of mankind. Okay, this is what the meaning of Tawhid Uluhiyah, and Tawhid Rububiyah is Allah is the creator and the inventor of the resources. He has absolute ownership of the wealth. Okay, it means that this is belong to the human being. But when we back to the Tawhid Rububiyah, everything was belong to Allah. Okay, so he has the absolute ownership of the wealth. So what is the objective of investment? To improve welfare, to make the profit. Okay. So yang ni you boleh abaikan lah. Okay, this is very important. Yang mana saya tak berapa tekan dengan sangat tu, if I'm not concerned on that, I just explain. So it means that that is not important. Okay. But this is very important. This is the formula to get the equilibrium income in. You have to make sure that you know we have 2 sector, we have 3 sector, and the last one we have 4 sector. 2 sector means C and I only. So aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Aggregate demand is equal to C plus I. Aggregate supply is equal to Y. So Y equal to C plus I. C is a consumption and I is the investment. If you use the method of injection and leakage, injection is I, leakage is S. So when you want to national income equilibrium, you calculate the national income equilibrium. The formula for 2 sector is S equal to I, saving equal to investment. Okay. So this is condition for equilibrium in the three sector of economy. We have aggregate demand and aggregate supply. So before this is for two sector, it means that consumption plus investment only. But now it's a consumption plus investment and plus government expenditure. And then we have another approach, is a leakage injection for three sector. We have S plus T is a saving and taxes equal to G plus T, because leakage is equal to injection. In the case of three sector, injection is a government plus, this one is the investment, not taxes. S plus T equal to G plus I or I plus G. This is what we call taxes. Taxes could be direct or indirect. Okay, so depends on the burden who pays the tax, and depends also on the percentage of income, whether it's a progressive tax, proportional tax, or regressive. Okay, when we talk about the tax will reduce the consumption and saving, because disposable income has been reduced, and you have to know how to get the disposable income. It's a YD. YD equal to Y minus T. Okay, minus T. Alright, so at the equilibrium, we have Y equal to C plus I plus G, but we also have the consumption of function, so you have to include in the function. So it means that YD equal to Y minus T. So T is a full amount, okay, T is a base, whether it's a full amount or based on the percentage of income. Okay, example, let's say tax at a full amount. At the full amount, let's say they give you T equal to 50, and this is a consumption function, what I'm saying. So this is your autonomous consumption is 100, and 0.8 is your MPC. So YD is a Y minus T. Okay? There will be no change to MPC. Autonomous consumption has changed by the amount of tax. Okay, this is the scenario if they give the T is the percentage, it's a 10%. Okay, and then this is a C100 plus 0.8 YT. Okay, consumption function. Alright, now consumption function is equal to 100 plus 0.72 YT. Okay, so what is a multiplier? Multiplier is the ratio of the change in output or income as a result of change in autonomous components of aggregate demand. So we have investment multiplier, we have government expenditure multiplier, we have tax multiplier, we have import multiplier, we have transfer payment multiplier, and the last one we have balance budget multiplier. So what is an investment multiplier? Okay. Alright. Investment multiplier, actually the formula for investment multiplier is 1 divided by 1 minus B. I will show the calculation later. Now I just explain. And then we have government multiplier is a change in Y is the change in G. So 1 over 1 minus B also. You can know whether it's a 2 sector, 3 sector or 4 sector. And then this is a tax multiplier, whether it's a constant or lump sum tax. Okay, so it's a negative B divided by 1 minus B. Okay, Okay, this is the types of budget to achieve the macroeconomic objective. We have balanced budget, we have deficit budget, we have surplus budget. What is a balanced budget? Balanced budget means these two was balanced. It means that taxes is equal to government expenditure. What about deficit budget? Deficit means the taxes is less than your government expenditure. What is a surplus budget? Surplus budget means your total revenue or the taxes was more than the government expenditure done. What about net export? Net export is export minus M, where an economy involved in the international trading. The word X minus M is mean that your economy was open to the global. Okay, it's contribute to export and import. Okay, so what is the export? Export can be symbol X and import is M. It's a good or services sold to foreign countries and good or services brought from foreign countries is import. This is flow in. Export is the flow in money and import is a flow out money. Okay, this is for sector, or we can say that the economy was open. So the aggregate demand is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. And the component of leakage injection is S plus T plus M is equal to I plus G plus X. Okay, this is just a theory. It's a classical concept and a Keynes concept. In the classical, equilibrium income is always achieved at the full employment level. They see that the income equilibrium was always in the situations of full employment. This is due to Say's law. Demand creates its own supply. But in the Keynes concept, it's impossible for equilibrium income to be a full employment level because there was always occur this equilibrium, which could be described as. Okay, this is two conditions of this equilibrium in the national income. You can have inflationary gap and the second one deflationary gap. What is the inflationary gap? Inflationary gap is when your aggregate demand or your spending exceed your full employment levels of income. Because in our income, there's a limitation, okay, or aggregate supply. So we have full employment, okay, and they have their own diagram, and you have to know how to sketch the diagram. The second one is the deflationary gap, or we can say in the simple word, this is recession. Okay, recession, kegawatan ekonomi. So equilibrium income is less than full employment, so they have their diagram.